Hello, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where we're continuing off from where we left off. So, let's start reading. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that has been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy had in my class, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily is for navigation. Whether we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Together we leave the peaceful room. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor, rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with a distinct smell of old books, giving the place an almost old-world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in school grounds or in the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it in the thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and, of course, Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. The hell? Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Oh! The origin apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to an extremely rigid attention. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, the pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, they came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry. Couldn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. It's nothing. I've had worse happen to me. Oh, really? That doesn't sound good. She's quick to reverse Lily's apology, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. Ha ha ha. You notice I switched E and A when the ha-has and the hee-hees happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression. That's a concerned expression. Looks like she's trying to suppress laughter. And then she scuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a librarian perfectly. Ah, Lily. Did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but amidst her celebration, practically for managing the change of the topic, I'm sure she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can quickly shift in between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hasao, a new student. Hasao, this is Yuko, the school's librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you, too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. Jeez, you're a librarian. How is that any responsibility at all? I don't get it. How it's a responsibility at all, I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. Jeez. But, so there are a lot of books in oh my god. So there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third or fourth of Yamako's library is either Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come the library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly, because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary. And then I have to organize and shove all of them. It's so troublesome. And they waste so much. I wish I could quit this job. I need a job. I'll take it. A very awkwardly silence follows the revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I have those books, if it's alright with you. My first attempt was right. The library is surprisingly big. My first impression was right. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large prints and Braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with. Wait. Let me start that over. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea in with Lily snuck with us in here, unless I was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks, set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further through, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has an odd student sitting at the desk either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. It's a dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the school raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself, as I would with anyone else. Just a classmate, after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my book beside it. The girl starts looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see the part of her face, at least a third of it, not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair, until they meet her own eyes. For a second I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hand, before I realize that looking away probably only makes things worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember what I walked up to here for. Let's see, what should I, let's save. I'll save here. Okay. Let's introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm new here. Hassan Nakai. We're in the same class. Uh, I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember? I did a self-introduction too. The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to this place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Hinako? Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it's barely audible even in the still library. Somehow, I think my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako, eh? So what are you reading? She gently tips the book backwards so that I can read the title, at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. Life of Pi. I've never heard of it before. What's it about? A boy and a tiger on a boat. I can see this is taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book, but stays silent. She looks kinda tense, a bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way, more like petrified with terror, I'd say. Oh, she's shaking. So the mysterious delinquent girl turned out to be anything but, and she is quivering in the way that makes it look like she is mortally afraid of me. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is to try to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for ones to read, but there's just so many. No, it's mine. Oh, so you come here often? A huge blush spreads on Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it was possible for her eyes to do. Uh-oh. Did she interpret my lame attempt at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I... I gotta go do something! Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me off guard, but I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Nako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you see or notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What does she look like? Long, dark hair, kinda shy. She had some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I would better try and find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I have to explain it to you some other time. Right. I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and oh shit, and hurries off. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing, I just talked to her, tried to get to know her. Didn't even manage to get started. Yuko signs and looks awfully bothered, even more than she was before. I guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless. Tactless? That girl's a bit of a special case. And it's like she never really talks to anybody. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't seem all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just her norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes it feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignored the elephant in the room. Like I was supposed to ignore the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's an elephant only if it feels that way. I guess she doesn't have any good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, as she blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anything else. Than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, the library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that is not too inconvenient for you. Oh yeah, I want some books. I left them over there because I'll just get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbag where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly, at least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill the time. Couldn't do much else. I see. But she doesn't say anything else. She just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what you call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I tall my pockets for the keys to the door. A sudden sound from behind me startles me, making me nearly drop my books I'm carrying or the key I almost managed to get out into the lock. Who is it? I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kanji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the lightly glistening from his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. That makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is it? I don't know anybody called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday. I don't think so. I remember someone I only met yesterday. Who was that? When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You lived across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with uncomprehendable fear. That doesn't look like fear, that looks like anger, like he's pissed off at me. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean two things. Either we have met, or you're telling the truth. And I just can't remember it. Or you are a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swings friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger at my face damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you could pass as a Sao because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real. Real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperately, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay here. Stay there. Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good. I think something wrong. Something wrong? I don't know, just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here. And I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's a hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is, this world. There is no justice, you see. Even when I lose, I win. Because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. Was my fault, really. I think I'm not really used to all of this. A girl, a cute one? Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face? I guess it could go either way. I think I'm gonna stop here. So next time we'll answer this question. So see you guys later.